everyone, welcome to Storytime with Joni. Today we're going to be talking about making different kinds of forest animals. Now last week we talked about making farmyard animals, and before that we talked about making shapes. Well, this time we're going to, again, like I said, talk about forest animals. We're going to use simple shapes to make simple animals. Now, if you're joining us for this video looking to, draw artistic and detailed animals or characters, you're going to be disappointed because this is for pre-K and we are learning how to draw animals using simple shapes. All right, that being said, let's get started. We're going to review our shapes we have. We've got circle, triangle. Now this is not a perfect square, but a square, rectangle, oval, and half circle. Have you guys been practicing these shapes? Have you? You have? Oh, great, awesome. So we're going to go ahead and erase that so we got a little bit more room on the board here. So the first animal we're going to choose is my personal favorite, which is a fox. Now, foxes have they've got very long muzzles. That's kind of the nose area. So to kind of make a cartoon version of that, we're going to just make a triangle with a head. Now, foxes, like all animals, have ribs and hips and other things like that, but we're going to go with a kind of simple shape, and we're going to just give them two little circles here. And then we're going to connect those circles using some lines. And we want to make one line on the top, and it kind of goes down. So you want that line to go down and then back up, because the back part is going to be higher. Now, before I connect the front part, I always like to add my legs. So we're going to add some very simple looking legs. Now, for more complex looking animals, if you guys want to see those kind of videos, please let me know, and we can do those as well. But for now, we're just going to add some legs. Give him some paws rather than boots. I mean, it's fox and socks, right? Not fox and boots. Back here, we'll give him another foot. Now, I've got my two front feet, the feet that are going to be on this side. Now, before I draw the other feet, we notice there's a body in between. So I'm going to give him some fur, make him a little fluffy in the front. I'm going to erase these part of the circle here and make that fluffy underneath too, because animals have a lot of fur, and it's okay that they're fluffy. Now that I have the body in between, I'm going to add my second set of legs. This leg, I'm going to do something a little more fun and have him kind of standing. Now, there's still a few major parts missing of this fox. We need to add some ears, which can be more triangles. I'm going to add a nose, some whiskers. You can add as many or as little as you want. We need an eye, and then a telltale colors. Now, if you're going to color your fox later, you don't need to add that in. That's just so we know that this fox has two different colors. Usually red and white. We're going to add a tail. Now, you can make your tail as big or as small as you want to. Normally, I like to make the tails huge, but not everyone likes to do that. So now, we have our first animal, a fox. Now the next animal we're going to do has kind of a similar shape to his head. We're going to do a raccoon, which was my grandmother's favorite animal. A raccoon we're going to kind of give him a triangle shaped head, maybe a little shorter than the fox's. See how much shorter his is? And we're going to go with a standing raccoon, a raccoon sitting on its hind legs. So the easiest way to do that is actually to draw a box. Like that. Then we're going to draw two triangles on either side of the box and two ovals down here. Now that looks rather funny, doesn't it? But we're going to kind of clean this up and make it look better. So we're going to erase these lines here that connect the arms to the body. We're going to erase this line here and connect the head to the body. Here, We're going to add in some little side circles. Now, one thing, I don't know if you guys knew this, but raccoons have hands. They don't have paws like a lot of other animals do in the forest. They like to pick things up, and they like to they wash their hands a lot. So they have little hands and little feet. So they're not going to have necessarily what looks like paws to us. So we're going to go in, add a nose. Raccoons have rounded ears. Most raccoons. Not all raccoons. There's a lot of different kinds of raccoons. And one of the most distinguishing features of a raccoon, and what everybody thinks of, is the markings that they have on their face. They have like black outlines around their eyes. Now some people think that this makes them look like they're wearing a mask. They're not wearing a mask. They're not villains, or they're not superheroes, though some people will tell you otherwise. They are just an animal that has black markings around its face. So there's our raccoon. Now we're missing something, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're missing a tail. Now raccoon tails are nice and big and fluffy. Most importantly, they have black lines on them. They've got black stripes. Give this raccoon a little smile. Look, he's ready for a hug. Isn't that great? So you can move the arms. You can put the arms down. You can put the arms up. You can put one arm up. So maybe it's a raccoon. Maybe he's directing traffic. Or maybe he's a cheerleader raccoon. Or you can put both of the arms behind his back. Watch this. Both arms behind his back, and maybe he's hiding a bouquet of flowers that he wants to give to your mom. Look at that. He's a sly little guy, isn't he? There's lots of different things you can do with these pictures. So another animal that we're going to look at is we're going to look at a bunny rabbit. Now, how many of you guys like bunny rabbits? Hi, that's a fair amount. That's a fair amount. Bunny rabbits are pretty easy to do. So you start with a circle. Now there's also lots of different kinds of bunny rabbits. We're going to do just your basic forest bunny. And then we're going to have another circle that we're going to add, which is going to be a little lower. Now this bunny rabbit is going to be taking, relaxing, maybe eating some lettuce or something. Hopefully not your grandma's carrots in her garden. And then one big circle. So it kind of looks almost like the start of a snail or a worm or something. But this is going to be a bunny rabbit. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add some ovals. Now, bunny rabbits have very, very powerful hind legs. Their legs are really strong because they need to hop really high to get away, right? They go fast and they go far. So we're going to give them some nice, big, long back legs. And we're going to connect that to the front leg by just erasing some of those lines. Now you guys can always practice with the circles and then try practicing without the circles, or use a pencil when you're drawing so you can erase those lines easily. And it's okay, you can try as many times as you want. There's no problem with that. So now we got our bunny rabbit. We're going to connect these two circles with the same kind of line that we use for our fox up here, where it goes up. We're going to add another foot in the background. Now, bunny rabbits have long front legs too, but we're going to kind of have this bunny rabbit relaxing. Oops. So we're just going to draw an oval, and then we just have this line going up. And that line shows that the arm that's where its shoulder is. So its shoulder would be about here, but it connects up. Now bunny rabbits are just as fluffy as foxes are, maybe even fluffier. So we're going to have to give that bunny rabbit some nice fluff right in the front there. Right? And then we'll add the other arm by just kind of doing another half circle on the other side. Now, we're missing a few things for this one too, right? Can you guys figure out what it is? That's right, we're missing its ears and its tail. So for its tail, I want you guys to practice your squiggles. You can use these for clouds, you can use them for fluffy, you can use them to make cotton balls or snowflakes. This kind of fluff where you just make like lots of little half circles that connect in one big circle is a lot of fun, and it's really useful for all sorts of things. So we're going to do one at the very end here, and we have our fluffy tail. Now we're going to use 2 ovals to make our bunny rabbit ears. Now, some bunny rabbit ears have long ears that fall to the ground, right? Like a lop-eared rabbit. But this bunny is going to have 2 long ovals at the top. We erase those lines. You can draw one line on the inside here to show that there's, like, where the inside of the ear is, like this part's going to be pink. Well, it's actually literally is pink. And maybe the rest of the bunny is white, or it's brown, or maybe it's a cream colored bunny, or it could be a gray bunny. There's lots of different colors. Maybe you even have a pink bunny. Who knows? Maybe they're related to the Easter Bunny himself. It's possible. So now we need a face. So we're going to just go with 2 little eyes. You can give your bunny rabbit eyelashes. You can give them just really, really tiny eyes like I did. You can give them big eyes, whatever you want. But about in the middle of the circle is where you want to put those. Then a little below that, we're going to go with a little button nose. You can do a triangle nose as well. This is a little too small a space for me to draw a triangle nose, but then you do one little circle, half circle, another one. Here's a bigger version, right? And you can give your bunny rabbit some teeth. And that is a bunny rabbit. Now I'm going to erase these and give us a little more space. There's 2 more animals we're going to do. One is a bird. Now you can turn this bird into any kind of bird that you want to. Because I'm just going to teach you the basic structure of a bird for using shapes. So you start with the head, which is a circle. Then the next thing we do is we add a half circle. Now this half circle, now if you remember when we did the chickens and the ducks and other animals, it's very similar. So half circle. Then we're going to add a beak, which is going to be 2 half circles. And we're going to add feet, which are little letter C's. So they're like a little C. We're going to have that bird sitting on a branch, so you can just draw a little line that it's sitting on. Now it still needs a few things, right? This bird doesn't have eyes, or wings, or tail. We're going to start with the tail. So you're going to just draw some ovals and kind of give it however many tail feathers as you want it to have. Now for its wing, you can either do a sitting bird, or they're just going to have another half circle like this. Or even like, you can give them a few feathers in there. So it looks like they're resting. Add some eyes. Or you can try something a little more difficult and have its wings out. To do that, we're going to make kind of a strange shape. So you go up and out and in. So it's kind of like a triangle, but it ends a little early. If we finish that triangle, and it's a little curved on the bottom, so more like a cone. If you finish that triangle, it's going to go into the body of the bird. But we don't want to do that, so we're going to just erase that part. And we're going to come over to this side, oops, too long, and do another triangle. Now, it takes a little trial and error to get it exactly the way you want it to be. Now, we want this bird, now that he's going to fly, we want that mouth open. So you just leave a little bit of space in between those 2 circles. We're going to make these wings look like real wings. So now that we have our triangle, we're going to add some lines on the inside for some details. And you can change this bottom part here to look like feathers. So that same kind of cloud look and the fuzzy bunny tail look, you can do that here and make bird feathers. And that's how you can draw a bird. 2 different ways. The next animal, and this is the last one we're doing for today, is going to be a grizzly bear. Well, it could be any kind of bear, really. So, I'm going to start with a circle for our bear. This is the bear's head. Then we're going to draw a little triangle for his nose, because bears have a very, very distinct nose. We're going to give him some half circles for some ears. Now this bear is hungry and looking for honey. So we're going to give him a whole box for his body. Whole box, all to himself. And then we're going to add some boxes at the bottom for his legs. Okay? Now, the first box and the third box are going to be the legs on this side, remember? So these two legs on this side, we have to erase that line. And then you move the line up and make a half circle here to show that it has a hip. The other boxes are behind the body, so you leave that line there. Now this line, we're going to just have a little bit of fun, and we're going to take that and make our cool cloud effect and make him a fluffy bear. And he needs a tail. Bears usually have very small tails. So you're going to kind of just give him a little tail. Now we have to go back and finish our face. So we're going to erase these lines in the circle. Going to give him a square nose. So they have square noses like that. Technically their noses look more like this. It connects to their mouth. But we're going to go with a simple nose, which is a square. I'm going to give him a line down. Maybe this bear is smiling because he sees that pot of honey in the distance. We're going to give him some eyes and connect circles. And you have a bear. Oh, erase these lines. All right, and that's kind of how you do it. Now you can add all sorts of details, just like give him some funky hair, maybe add your own pot of honey. All sorts of things you can do. Now these are just a few examples of some forest animals. If you guys are interested in drawing other animals or other forest animals, please let me know. Go to Facebook.com, have your parents go to Facebook.com and check out Jenru Creations, and you can leave us comments about what you're looking to draw or what things you'd like to learn. All right? Thanks, everyone. Bye.